dreaming about something and you've been grateful for it in advance, and you get that feeling in your chest of like, this is the thing, you have to take it.
It takes some serious level of faith and self-belief when they say no, you're homeless and someone's going to hand you like a multi-$100,000 check, and like, you're sleeping on the streets, not eating, and he sold his dog. Like it takes some severe, intense faith to believe, no, what I want is already here. And this is a lesser version of it for sure.
But
I actually had a little story on that. Behind me, a lot of people have asked, this is this asshole's vision board right here.
Oh, cool.
And but like you, for me, it's a reminder to get back in the state and work at it. And also, there's daily choices and decisions and actions that go into it. It's not purely just like, let's look at the picture of a Ferrari and hope someone will park it on the lawn with the keys in hand. One of the things that actually happened to me is I imagined my dream house for like 3 years, and I eventually kind of just gave up on it, to be honest with you. I know that's probably not the best, but I was like, hey, whatever. It's like, maybe it's just not going to happen for me. And we had moved here, and I decided to update my vision board, and I went to pull out my house, and I was like, what's different is, does this still reflect the dream house I want to work towards? And I started looking at it, and I was like, that kind of looks like my guest bedroom. That kind of looks like my bathroom. Like I'd imagine, like, for example, that there were 4 reclining chairs in a room where there's like a theater kind of room. And I was like, that kind of looks like my theater room. And I was like, I wanted to have high ceilings in it. I couldn't find the exact like kind of copy of it. So I'm like, I made them extra high. I'm like, it even was correct to the detail of like, I wanted high ceilings, but not as high as they were in this actual photo. The real house is closer to how I actually imagined it. Ilka's coming in. What's up? We're still going right now.
Yeah, I need to go in 15 minutes. Hello.
There.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm so glad you guys are coming together. This is legendary.
Yes.
Oh, it's so great.
Right now. So.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Frankie met the love of his life in my program. Results not typical.
Yeah. So, just so you know, like, this is very not PG, but for those who don't know Russ's program, it's called Clients on Demand. But we used to, when Ilka and I were having a lot of crazy sex before babies, we called it cock on demand. So we were like,
cock on demand. That's what I was going to call it, actually. That's what I was going to call it. I changed it.
But anyways, back to the house story. So I looked at it and I realized, like, actually live in the house. Like, this is the house. And there were a couple of details that I was able to, like, modify a room to be that thing. Like, I wanted a room for my guitars and stuff like that. And I was like, holy shit, like, I had given up on this like 2-3 years ago, and I actually live here. Like, how wild is that like I'm living in the house that I imagined in my head 3 years ago. I wonder, just before we go, if you could share one of your craziest story or whatever comes to mind of something that has synchronistically just kind of showed up for you using your kind of like, law of attraction. But I don't even really like the law of attraction. I think you're just a guy who knows how to consciously create reality, which is closer to the truth.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, like, take this house, dude. Like, we would come up to we would come up to the mountains because my wife's family had like a little cabin up here that was built in like the 1920s. And every once in a while, when we wanted to get out of LA, we would come up to the mountains, we would check it out, And we always thought to ourselves, like, how cool would it be to have a house up in the mountains, right? How cool would it be to have a house up in the mountains, right? So I put that in my manifestation. I put that in my gratitude work, right? And the house that we kind of had our eye on was this like 4,000 square foot house. It was a good size house. But and we had our realtor take us there, and we were looking at this house. It was beautiful. We really liked it. And, but it was the kind of house where, like, we had enough bedrooms for us and the kids, and then maybe for like one relative to come visit. And just on a whim, our realtor goes, hey, do you guys want me to show you this other house that just came on the market? And I said, sure. But I think we're going to take this other house. And she goes, yeah. But let me just show you this one, right? So she takes us to this house. It's 20,000 square foot house, 9 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, like insane, just insane. Guest house, like a castle, right? And I walk in the house and I get that feeling like, oh man, I think this is the house, right? And it was more than we wanted to spend. It was like out of our budget. But when you've been dreaming about something and you've been grateful for it in advance, and you get that feeling in your chest of like, this is the thing, you have to take it. You have to take it, because otherwise you're betraying everything that you just spent all this time visualizing, right?
Yeah.
So we ended up taking it, and like, here we are. So when you're trying to, you're grateful in advance for something, there is a sense of detachment. Like you said a minute ago, man, you kind of forgot about it. Like that part's important because when you do the gratitude work and you're visualizing, this is my car, and you're driving the car, blah, 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 you pass through a point where you just sort of don't give a shit anymore, right? Just like when you get something in real life, like I have a Bentley in the garage. It's just my car. I don't even think about it, right? So when you're doing the gratitude, you're feasting on it. You're enjoying it. Oh, thank you for this amazing house. And then you pass through and you're like, oh, that's really cool. Great. And you kind of just stop giving a shit. There's going to be something that comes into your life to tempt you away from that vision, like I talked about. It's going to be less than what you wanted. But if you don't take that, you will end up with something usually that is way better than what you wanted. I believe that God's will for your life is just beyond your wildest imagination. There's something that seems like a reasonable goal to you, maybe like a stretch goal. Oh man, it'd be so cool if I could get that thing. But what's really intended for you is far beyond that. And so if you can hold fast to that vision, that thing will come into your life and then you can seize it and you'll know it when the time is right.
Yeah. I'm glad we got a chance to talk about this just because I feel like too many people, they share a lot of strategies that are combing the mirror, but not enough people talk about like, who do you actually need to be as an entrepreneur to like, the operating system in order to make this real. And it's funny too, because I never really imagined I would have gotten so much mindset stuff from COD. I thought I was coming up just to sign up, like show me your webinar strategy and all right, I'll go. And by the way, which did work, by the way, we added like, I don't know, 10 to 50 grand a month consistently in new clients until you broke every fulfillment system I ever could create faster than I could build them. Thanks for that, by the way. But there's something really, really powerful about that. But I was saying, the real, to me, where the real key pieces of really understanding, kind of all the stuff we've encapsulated. So I'm just going to do a little recap here before I give us a little sign off here, and you can share folks about COD, and I'm happy to share my experience with you guys as well. But, we mentioned all kinds of stuff: premium pricing, premium buyers, people buying their way out of their problem, conventional wisdom, morning routines, talking about creating your reality the way you want. I wonder if you have just any sort of final thoughts for anybody who's been sitting here listening to this, how to kind of turn it into action, and as well, how they can work with you if they want to take that next step.
Yeah. So the main thing is just never give your power away. Never give your power away. Not to other people, not to the market, not to what the planets are doing, not to anything, not to your past, not to your future. You have the power to create the life that you want, period, end of story. And the reason we do so much of this mindset work at Clients on Demand is all I can do is shorten the learning curve. That's all I can do is I can show you, hey man, here's a strategy that works. We'll help you execute it. But at the end of the day, we have to get you believing in yourself. We have to get you believing in your offer. We have to get you believing in your own power and stepping into that power. And that's why we do so much mindset stuff. Nobody thinks their mindset is the problem until they start operating outside their comfort zone and they start to get scared. And then they go, oh God, can I have some mindset help? And it's like, yeah, we got you, buddy. So if you want to learn more about how we can work together, I'd love to talk to you about, how we could work together and what that looks like. So all you need to do is go to clientsondemand.com/talk. And we could talk about how you can take your expertise and turn it into a $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 program and how to sell it consistently.
Yeah. And I would just add as one little sign off note for that. The more you guys invest in like high ticket stuff like Russ, obviously we got one too, but the more you'll be able to ask clients to do the same thing because you're willing to do it for yourself, and that stops being incongruent. I find you tend to attract the kind of client you are if you're willing to pay a lot and you're easygoing and you just want the result and you're happy to get there the shortest, easiest way, fastest, kind of most direct route possible. The more you'll attract clients that are like that as well and share those same values.
Buy my book, or I will replace your entire Spotify playlist with Nickelback covers.